we don't need a script. Well, that's the theme that, for example, that art in any form, musical or pictorial, anticipates the technologies of the next 30, 40, 50 years. The artist is always a generation ahead of the technologies. Now, his perceptions are just that much faster, but there is a more important point there. In anticipating, he also provides the only means of social navigation. He tells you exactly what you're heading for 30 years before you get there. So if you want social navigation, if you want to avoid sandbars, that's how to do it. You know, all this genius stuff and so on is rather useless categorizing. There are people who just happen to notice what's going on around them. Why the hell call them geniuses? They're awake. Most people would rather sleep it out. You know, normal people, in normal situations, tend to black out the whole thing in the interest of comfort. Ordinary perceptions are deliberately deadened to permit life to be bearable. The artist is a sort of nut who's always trying to pep up perception. It really drives people crazy.
Well, I think we live in one of the richest, in fact, incomparably the richest age of all human history. There is nothing even remotely approaching the riches of human experience and knowledge and the diversity of human condition today. And our access to all times and places, and all pasts and presents, and all futures contained in the present today. I can't imagine anything more rich or exciting. On the other hand, if you say a guide, surely the guide is simply to use our perceptions to their maximal powers of enjoyment. I suggest that we begin to consider the world as we have now presented it as a spectacle, a very rich enjoyment.
You know, all this genius stuff and so on is rather useless categorizing. There are people who just happen to notice what's going on around them. Why the hell call them geniuses? They're awake. Most people would rather sleep it out. You know, normal people in normal situations tend to black out nearly the whole thing in the interest of comfort. Ordinary perceptions are deliberately deadened to permit life to be bearable. The artist is a sort of nut who's always trying to pep up perception. It really drives people crazy.